From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, a group of Nebraskans is in Mexico right now serving families in need.
Plus, foster parents are desperately needed in Nebraska as hundreds of kids are waiting to be adopted.
But first, one man is in custody after a deadly shooting over the weekend here in Lincoln. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. It is the capital city's first homicide case of the year.
Police released new details about the shooting and say they have arrested a suspect. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has more in our top story tonight.
Police shared new details this morning about the shooting here at 18th and Euclid Avenue on Saturday morning. They say it happened between two residents following an argument over their dogs. When officers arrived, they found 18-year-old Julian Martinez of Lincoln suffering from a gunshot wound in his upper body. Lincoln Fire and Rescue crews provided life-saving measures, but Martinez was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Neighbor Susan Wilkinson says she was in front of her house when she heard the gunshot.
Guy comes over from the back alley, come pounding on the door, let me in, let me in, let me in. All of a sudden I hear a pop, and then guy go, oh, and he got shot.
At the same time, officers were sent to a nearby apartment where the caller, later identified as 29-year-old Armand Rija, said he had just shot someone. Police arrested Rija on suspicion of second-degree homicide and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony. They say an argument over the residents' pets escalated and led to the shooting, and they're unaware that any prior contact between the two had anything to do with Saturday's incident. Lincoln police say this investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is encouraged to contact them. Reporting in Lincoln, this is Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Matthew. Now to new details on another Lincoln shooting that happened on Saturday near 14th and Old Farm Road. A 40-year-old man was shot in the foot on Saturday.
He was with a woman at the time who was removing items from a shared apartment there. Well, Lincoln police say an argument broke out with her 19-year-old roommate, Larry Harris. They say Harris got a gun, fired it, and hit the man in the foot. Harris is facing several charges tonight, including having a stolen gun. A suspect in the homicide of 4 people in Laurel, Nebraska appeared in court today.
Jason Jones is charged with 10 felony counts, and prosecutors are looking for the death penalty in the case. Today, he waived his preliminary hearing. His wife, Carrie Jones, is also facing charges for killing one of the victims and hiding Jason from police. Her preliminary hearing is set for February 15th. Well, 2 students are dead and a teacher is seriously injured after a shooting in a Des Moines high school. It happened at an educational program for at-risk students just before 1 o'clock today.
2 students were given CPR but died at the hospital. The teacher who was shot is now headed for surgery. 3 suspects were arrested shortly after the shooting, one of them being tracked down by a police dog.
We work very closely, the department does, with a lot of these kids. And it's a little harder, obviously, when you know the folks that are involved. But right now, the investigation seems to be moving forward pretty quick. We've got a vehicle stopped, a couple people in custody that K-9 had tracked down. We're not confirmed yet on their involvement here, but we're working towards to determine that.
The sergeant says they believe the shooting was targeted. The program, called Starts Right Here, aims to serve disadvantaged youth and was started by the rapper Will Keeps.
Omaha police are investigating a shooting that happened inside Frontier Justice. It's a shooting range and outdoor retailer. A little after 3 p.m., officers were called to the area of 2828 South 82nd Avenue. A spokesperson for Omaha police says it appears the shooter then turned the gun on himself. The shooting remains under investigation. And in California, an 11th person has died from a weekend mass shooting in Monterey Park.
It happened at a dance studio where Asian Americans were celebrating the Lunar New Year. A 72-year-old armed with a semi-automatic pistol opened fire. The suspect then went to another dance hall armed with the same pistol. Well, Brandon Tassay saw him, jumped into action, disarming the shooter before he could open fire again.
I turned around and saw that there was an Asian man holding a gun. My first thoughts was I was going to die here. I was trying to use my elbows to separate the gun away from him, creating some distance. Finally, at one point, I was able to pull the gun away from him.
After an hours-long manhunt, the suspect was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police are still investigating a motive.
Nebraska needs more foster parents. Statistics show nearly 500 children in our state are waiting to be adopted.
Which is why one nonprofit in York is hosting training sessions over the next 10 weeks. It's to help prepare people who are thinking about opening their homes to foster children.
This training really helps to encompass the whole process of what it looks like for these kids to coming into the foster home, and then how the foster parents can help to alleviate some of that stress that those kids are going to go through, but then being able to be successful with them placed in their home.
The courses are required for anyone who wants to be a foster parent, but Holmgren says anyone who is interested can attend. To learn more, the sessions at Renewed Horizon are free, and they go from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Monday night for the next 10 weeks. They will be offered in person and virtually. 12 Nebraskans are serving families in need in Mexico.
A group of volunteers from Nebraska City will be there for a week building houses. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us live with more. Veronica?
That's right. The group arrived to San Luis, a border town, 2 days ago. They'll be building a home for a family of 7. Many of these families in San Luis, Mexico, live in homes made of cardboard. The new home will have running water, a kitchen, a covered patio, 2 bedrooms, and an indoor bathroom. The mission is done through the ministry Casas Homes of Hopes. First Lutheran Church in Nebraska City is covering the cost of building materials, which is around $8,000.
It's life-changing, but it's what we're called to do. You know, the Lord said that we need to serve the poor. We need to serve those that don't have what we do. So this is our way to give back. So we just love being able to come down here and share the Lord with them, and also share some of our blessings that He's given us.
The group says the best part is being able to build the relationships with people that they've helped in the past. And as you can see, they were there today working. The group will be in Mexico for the rest of the week before they'll come back to Nebraska. I will have more on this story at 6 o'clock.
A very important mission for them. All right. Thank you, Veronica. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins now with a look at your first forecast on this Monday. And yeah, it's a cold one out there. It was cold this morning.
Yeah, we saw single digits. Been a while since we've seen single digits around here, but a fresh coat of snow on the ground, and then all of a sudden temperatures start to fall off rather quickly. And that's what happened this morning for just about all of us. Single digits for much of the state. You had to go into the western portion of the state to see warmer temperatures, but a lot of 4s and 2s and 6s and 8s and 5s. It was just a cold start, but we rebounded nicely. 37 degrees for a high today so far in Lincoln, 37 in Grand Island, 37 also in Norfolk. So temperatures a little above average, barely by like a degree or 2. Satellite radar showing just a lot of cloud cover, a mixture of clouds and a little bit of sun on and off throughout the day today, but I think we'll see more clouds than anything for the rest of this evening. Here's what it looks like in Beatrice. Shones Roofing showing plenty of cloud cover, still that fresh coat of snow from over the weekend, and temperatures not bad. 29 degrees in Beatrice, 29 in Nebraska City. Temperatures a little warmer in other spots like Lincoln at 37 and 36 degrees in Grand Island. Not much of a wind. That makes the day much better when it's only 3, 4, 5 miles per hour. We'll take that as often as we can get it. Partly to mostly cloudy skies through tonight. Temperatures slowly falling into the 20s as we head through the 10 o'clock hour with just that light west wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So temperatures are going to be seasonable for the next few days. There are some chances for snow too. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right. Talk to you later. Thank you, Rusty. Consumer news now. Today marks the start of the 2023 tax season. More than 168 million individual tax returns are expected to be filed.
The vast majority of those coming before the April 18th tax deadline. People have 3 extra days to file this year due to the calendar. Taxpayers requesting an extension will have until October 16th to file. And here's a tip to make the filing process smoother. Know which income is taxable and report the correct amount to avoid processing delays.
Home prices hit a record high last year here in the United States. The median home price for 2022 was just over $386,000, and that's up 10% from 2021. More than 5 million homes were sold last year across the country, and the market did slow down, as many of you know, as interest rates began rising rapidly last year.
More Americans are buying new cars for less than the sticker price. price. That's according to car valuing company Edmunds. In December, Americans paid an average of $300 less than the suggested MSRP, while about 35% paid above the sticker price. Last month, the average transaction price for a car was just below $50,000. And speaking of prices, gas prices came down quite a bit last year, but it's going up again this year.
According to AAA, statewide, the price did climb by around 14 cents over the last week. And you also see the national average there. Here in Lancaster County, the average is $3.26 a gallon. You can see what it is in other counties like York, Saunders, and Jefferson. Since December, gas prices have risen by more than a quarter across Nebraska. Coming up, moving forward, health officials are trying to make the process of getting a COVID vaccine easier.
Well, the details after the break.
Coming back from a serious
The FDA is hoping to clarify the vaccination process to help keep Americans up to date with their shots. In documents posted today, officials are saying they want to make the COVID-19 booster process similar to the flu vaccine process.
That would mean assessing what COVID strands are circulating in June and then preparing a dose for the fall. Most people may need only one dose of a COVID vaccine to restore protection, regardless of how many shots they've already had. 2 doses may be needed for people who are very young and haven't been exposed, or for the elderly or immunocompromised.
Messaging that is more simple of when you should get your next shot, essentially, I think will be helpful for those people who do have the intention to stay immunized and on top of their vaccines.
On top of simplifying the messaging, they're also looking to simplify the vaccine itself. They say fewer vials would mean less errors that could be made. The FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee is set to meet on Thursday to discuss the plan. Since the summer launch of the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, the new 3-digit number has seen a significant rise in call volumes.
More than 300,000 calls, texts, and chats have come in each month. Calls that were answered increased by 48% comparing December of 2022 to the same month in 21. Chats answered increased by 263%. And get this, texts that were answered increased by more than 1,400%.
Has been a lot of demand and a lot of utilization of that service, which really speaks to what we've known all along, that there is a huge need in that population for access to care.
The Lifeline is also seeing a lot of demand for a pilot program being tested that's aimed at the LGBTQ+ community, where youth have the option of being connected with counselors specially trained in inclusive crisis care.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
We see this map at least 2 or 3 times this season, and here we are, seeing it again. And this, when you see these purples coming in from Canada, that usually means that somebody left Canada's door open and the cold air just comes streaming down. That's exactly what's going to be happening. So 6 to 10 days from now, that's next week basically, Sunday and beyond, temperatures are likely going to be well below average for, well, the next 6 to 10 days. But we're on the fringe of some of the, I mean, this is, when you start to get to see these darker purples here, it's a really good bet that temperatures are going to be well below average. And that's exactly what it looks like. I'll show you that coming up in just a few minutes. First, outside right now, Southeast Community College. This, if I was to paint a picture of what does January look like in Lincoln, ta-da, 84th and O Street, just looks cold. Looks like January out there, and it's not terribly cold. I mean, 36, this is our average high in Southeast Community College and East Campus. Yankee Hill Road at 35, a touch warmer at the airport at 37. So this is a pretty normal January day. And all of us in the middle and upper 30s, a little cooler towards Beatrice, Fairbury, and Hebron, where they saw more snow over the weekend than areas north. And a strange thing, the airport saw ½ an inch. I'm in Southeast Lincoln, I saw 1 inch, and then the further south you went, 3 or 4 inches towards Beatrice and Hebron and Fairbury. So quite the cutoff of snow versus no snow. But anyway, it's Monday and everything's starting to melt off very slowly. Not much of a wind. It's at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Plenty of cloud cover. And with that added moisture from some melting that we saw today, there may be a little patchy fog as we head through overnight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. But right now, just a lot of cloud cover. Nothing really showing up on satellite for or radar for snowfall potential. But Stormcast has, as we head through tonight and into the day tomorrow, a couple of flurries here and there. They just kind of show up every now and then. There's a patch right there by noon on Tuesday. Not significant by any stretch, but a chance for a little light snow possible. Meanwhile, geez, a pretty big storm system going to just be scooching its way off to our south. A rain-snow mix going to be possible from Missouri, Arkansas, moving towards Illinois. Look at that mess, and it just almost creeps up into our area. So a few flurries possible because of that added moisture, but I think most of what we're going to see is cloud cover as that thing moves off to the east and just misses us. Mostly cloudy skies again, a flurry here, a flurry over there through the day on Wednesday. Every now and then, might even see a peak of sunshine as we head through the afternoon hours on Wednesday. More light snow showers off to the west, and that will try to make its way east as we head through Wednesday night and then into Thursday. So no huge storm systems for us. I think that's all going to track to the south, and meanwhile we'll just see a flurry on and off throughout the next several days. Temperature wise, not bad, middle and upper teens to around the lower 20s, which is about where we're supposed to be, this a little warmer than we're supposed to be this time of year, and a very light west wind. Boy, when that wind is light in January, it makes it feel that much better. So we'll take the light winds and enjoy those. 21, patchy fog, mostly cloudy skies otherwise, and that light west wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then tomorrow, pretty close to normal. We should be around 35, 36 degrees. I think that's where most of us will be, a little cooler just off to the west with some lower 30s. Grand Island, York, Hastings, and Kearney in the lower 30s. I think Lincoln will see 35 degrees, a few flurries on and off, and southwest wind a little higher, 5 to 15 miles per hour. So not bad the next few days. At or just below average went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a touch warmer on Friday, and then a decent chance for snow Saturday into Sunday. Some models are saying Saturday morning, some are saying Saturday night into Sunday. So right now we'll just say sometime over the weekend. It looks like there's going to be a decent chance for some snowfall. And then that's also going to usher in much colder air as we head through next week. Temperatures will only be in the teens. Overnight low temperatures in the single digits, maybe even below zero. And then that pesky groundhog comes calling as we head through Thursday of next week. We'll see what he has to say.
Looking at those low digits as we get ready to end January and begin February, getting down there into single. I don't think I saw a negative, right?
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
You just couldn't bring yourself to put a negative
Not
number
yet.
on it.
Maybe tomorrow I'll change it.
Not on a Monday.
True.
Okay, thank you very much, Rusty. A positive day on Wall Street today. The Dow gaining 254 points. NASDAQ is up 224. S&P also adding 47. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Forensic investigators in Rhode Island are on the case after a 10-year-old girl sent them a letter along with a half-eaten cookie and carrots asking them to test the holiday leftovers for Santa's DNA.
Cumberland police obliged, saying they're happy to foster the curiosity of the 4th grade Santa skeptic. So they put together an evidence packet and sent it to the state forensic unit. And while the case of the Kris Kringle credibility is still pending, this budding investigator is leaning toward her own conclusion that Santa is real. And also tonight, rescuers in Michigan surprised a deer in need of help after the animal had been reportedly walking around with its head stuck in a Halloween bucket for weeks.
Volunteers with an animal recovery organization got the drop on the deer, netting it and getting it out of the jam in a jiffy. Look at them go to work there. And finally tonight, can someone please do something about this turkey? That's what folks in a small Minnesota neighborhood are pleading since a testy wild turkey showed up pecking at peeps and chasing down cars.
Residents say they've contacted authorities about the terrorizing turkey, but to no avail. For now, the gutsy gobbler continues to rule the roost. Boy. Yeah, I've heard of, geese being kind of mean.
Right.
But I don't know about a turkey.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's get a final check of the weather with Rusty as we get ready to forge through this work week.
How many days until Thanksgiving?
That turkey has
That turkey knows how many.
Yes, he does. It's January and it feels like it out there. That's kind of what we're expecting as we head through the next several days. We've got a lot of cloud cover out there. No real chances for meaningful precipitation this week, but we could see a few flurries on and off. Nothing really showing up on radar right now, just a whole lot of cloud cover. But the 3-day forecast has a flurry chance Tuesday, flurry chance Wednesday, a flurry chance Thursday. So that's going to amount to about a trace of precipitation each day. So nothing real huge out there in the way of precipitation potential. 35 on Tuesday, 32 on Wednesday, dropping down just a little bit on Thursday. If you want to look at hour by hour as we head through the day for Tuesday, I think we'll start off a little above average. In fact, the average high this time, the average low this time of year is in the teens. So 21 is a decent start to the day with just a little bit of a south wind at maybe 3 miles per hour. So not a whole lot of wind expected throughout the day tomorrow, which will make these middle 30s feel pretty nice. I think we'll get to around 30 degrees by noon with that light south-southwest 4, 5, 6 miles per hour by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, 35 degrees. And then I think we'll get into after the middle 30s, we'll drop into the lower 30s by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So 35 degrees for the average, for the high tomorrow is right around where we're supposed to be this time of year. I think 36, 37 is the average. So a normal day.
All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. And thank you all for joining us tonight.
World News is coming up next, and then we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Less driving, more winning. Warhorse Casino Lincoln is now open at Highway 77 and West Denton Road.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Honda inventory is here. Save thousands with 1.9% financing or pay just $289 a month. Honda selection, cars, SUVs, vans, trucks. Honda savings, 1.9 or $289. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Hi, my name is Troy. I lost 170 pounds with the help of Dr. Familiar and his team at Heartland Weight Loss. Now that I've lost the weight, I feel great. I cannot believe how much energy I have. It transformed my life, and it can transform yours too. It's the best decision I made for my life and for my family. Call Heartland Weight Loss at 402-GET-HELP.
So if you or someone you love is struggling with obesity, pick up the phone, call us today, or go to our website. You'll be very glad you did.
You stop at You Stop.
Hey you! Yeah, you! I can help you save 10 cents on every gallon of gas.
There's this hot new money-saving app called the MyPhillips 66 Mobile Pay. Put away that plastic! See, all you gotta do is download the app, create an account, and then immediately start saving time and money.
And now take an extra 5 cents per gallon off when you pay with your Drive Savvy Rewards card, Direct Pay, or Chase Pay.
Why call 2 men in a truck? If you're like Kate, you're moving and you work hard. You've got lots of stuff, but no time to move it. You need pros, people who care about it as much as you do. That's why you call 2 men in a truck.
2 men in a truck.
Let the power shopping begin. The biggest January clearance sale starts now at Ernie's in Ceresco. We must clear out our inventory to make room for incoming merchandise. And make no mistake, we're going to do it with huge discounts. Discounts that are already 40 to 70% off below our regular prices. Hundreds of clearance items priced to move. Plus, no interest financing for 18 months. Quantities are limited. Time is limited. So hurry into the incredible January clearance sale at Ernie's in Ceresco and Ernie's Mattress First, Lincoln.
At Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach, we're serving more people than ever before. Join us in expanding bold hope in our community as we strive to end hunger and homelessness and provide recovery resources for those in need. At Matt Talbot, bold hope expands.
Trillion Health and hormone therapy, peptide therapy, gynecology, sexual medicine, medical aesthetics. Offices in Omaha, Lincoln, and Norfolk. View our schedule and book online at trillionhh.com. Insurance accepted.
Drive a Honda today and do not pay for 90 days. New Hondas with no payments till May. Tons of Hondas are in stock. Make no payments till May. Search your local Honda dealer today.
It's what you can expect from the great big small bank.
Tonight, a special edition of World News Tonight, the horrific mass shooting here in Monterey Park, California. The death toll rising, and tonight, right here, the interview with the young man, the Good Samaritan, who confronted the gunman, describing the terrifying struggle between the two of them. The massacre at a popular ballroom during a Lunar New Year celebration. The gunman opening fire where community members were gathering to dance. At least 11 people killed, 9 wounded. One of the survivors saying her dance partner died while he was shielding her from the gunfire. Tonight, here the new images now emerging of the 72-year-old suspect at a second location, a second ballroom, confronted by that young man, a Good Samaritan. The urgent manhunt then lasting many hours. The tense standoff with police, SWAT teams surrounding the van. What we're now learning about the suspect, his possible motive, as we also learn the stories of the victims tonight. Matt Rivers standing by with late reporting here, and Juju Chang with the families tonight, the lives lost and the scene inside that ballroom. Also breaking as we come on the air tonight, there is late word coming in of another deadly shooting. This time in Des Moines, involving students and a staff member. Authorities say 2 students shot and killed, that staff member wounded. Tonight, after the FBI finds more classified documents at President Biden's home after a 13-hour search, new questions. And what Attorney General Merrick Garland said today when asked if President Biden was being treated any differently than former President Trump. Mary Bruce standing by at the White House. 2 back-to-back storms moving across the country. More than 20 states are on alert from Arizona all the way east. Snow and rain from Philadelphia to New York to Boston. And now the second storm system starting right behind it. The serious tornado threat in the south, then moving into the east. Ginger Z timing it all out. For the first time tonight, the family of a young man in Memphis reacting to the disturbing police body camera video of the alleged police beating. He then died. 5 officers fired, why his mother could not watch the whole video. 4 members of the Oath Keepers militia found guilty of seditious conspiracy. The hotel room in neighboring Virginia filled with weapons. And the verdict tonight for a separate rioter seen with his feet on former Speaker Pelosi's desk. A former top FBI official charged tonight, accused of taking secret payments from a Russian oligarch with very close ties to Vladimir Putin. And tonight here, the remarkable rescue right off the U.S. coast. The diver, the young son missing, tying 2 buoys together in the ocean to survive. His family launching their own search, and they find him.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Monterey Park, California.
And good evening tonight from Monterey Park, California. You can see the growing tribute, the makeshift memorial growing right here behind me at the deadly mass shooting, the scene here at the dance hall inside the ballroom during what was supposed to be, of course, that joyful dance to celebrate the start of the Lunar New Year. Tonight, we have learned the death toll is rising, 11 people killed, 9 others injured, and authorities say the death toll likely would have been higher if it weren't for the bravery of a young man who you will hear from right here tonight. He confronted the gunman at the second ballroom he showed up at, taking his semi-automatic weapon away from him after a terrifying struggle. You will also hear from survivors tonight in that ballroom, dancers in their 50s, 60s, and 70s lying on the floor, their dance shoes still on. as police and the community search for answers. What drove the 72-year-old gunman to such violence? Tonight, these new surveillance images showing that fateful encounter at the second dance hall about 20 minutes after the first attack. That young man, the Good Samaritan, Brandon Say, telling us something came over him. Somehow, he was able to wrestle the man's weapons away, but not without a struggle. Then the urgent manhunt that followed, lasting for many hours. The gunman's white van traced to a shopping center parking lot. SWAT teams surrounding the van, hearing a single shot as they moved in. Authorities say the gunman shot and killed himself. Tonight, what we're learning about the gunman, Hu Can Tran, 72 years old, most of his victims in their 60s. Police believe some appear to have been targeted, others shot at random. And tonight, a senior law enforcement official now telling ABC News authorities are investigating reports the suspect may have been targeting his ex-wife in coming here. Just moments ago, authorities holding a news conference revealing that hundreds of rounds of ammunition and other guns have now been found at the suspect's home. ABC's Matt Rivers leading us off tonight with late reporting and the interview with the young man who stopped the gunman at that second ballroom.
Tonight, with the death toll rising, the new images of the dramatic moment the gunman was stopped. The life and death struggle, a Good Samaritan taking on the suspected mass murderer Saturday night. Police say most certainly saving lives in doing so. Brandon Say telling us he thought he was going to die as he confronted the gunman.
Something came over me. I had this realization that I needed to grab his weapon. I needed to take control of the situation, or else everybody would die, including me.
Say lunging at the gunman, grabbing the weapon.
So you are struggling with him right here?
Yes. I'm struggling with him.
He's fighting back.
I have both hands on the gun. He is trying to fight back. He was bashing me in the face, behind my head, getting very physical, trying to do everything he could to get the weapon away from me.
Say then wrestling the weapon out of the gunman's hands.
And I'm about where he is?
Yes, you're about where he was. Okay. And at this moment, I pointed a gun at him and told him, "Get away. You know, I'm gonna shoot you. Get out, go."
He says the suspect ran, setting off the half-day manhunt to find him. Authorities using those security camera images from the second ballroom the suspect went to, the Lai Lai Ballroom in Alhambra, just east of Los Angeles, to help identify that gunman as 72-year-old Hu Can Tran. Police say it was about 20 minutes before that confrontation with the suspect that he was at that first ballroom, just over 2 miles away in Monterey Park. Tran opened fire inside the Star Ballroom Dance Studio, his first stop, killing at least 11 people, injuring 9 more during a Lunar New Year celebration. One woman named Shally, who's inside the hall when gunfire erupted, says her dance partner died after shielding her from a bullet.
I called my partner, wake up, he don't wake up. And I realized all my hands are blood. I thought I got shot too.
The horror setting off a massive manhunt. Police tracking down the suspect's white van with a stolen license plate in Torrance, some 30 miles from the shooting scene, about 12 hours later.
When officers exited their patrol vehicle to contact the occupant, they heard one gunshot coming from within the van.
SWAT vehicles blocking the van for hours. Then, with guns drawn, heavily armed officers smashing out the window. Inside, authorities say they found Tran dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Come on with your hands up!
And tonight, as authorities search for the motive, new details emerging about the alleged shooter. Authorities searching his home in Hemet.
Everybody around here just thought he was just some quiet little guy, you know.
Officials revealing Tran visited the Hemet police station twice, on January 7th and again on the 9th, making a number of allegations, including accusing his own family of poisoning him. Tran's former tenant and longtime acquaintance, who asked that we not name him, telling ABC News Tran was a regular at both dance halls he targeted and didn't have many friends at the studios, saying Tran, quote, distrusted everyone and had a personality of, quote, hate towards people. A senior law enforcement official telling ABC News that authorities are investigating reports that Tran may have been targeting his ex-wife and had a history of anger against her. While back at that second ballroom where the suspect was stopped, Brandon Say telling us taking that gun away from the suspect and then threatening him with it was a terrifying thing to do.
In that moment, I feel like I was going to shoot another person, that might cause the death of another human being. It's a very scary thought to think about.
Remarkable young man being celebrated throughout this community for his bravery. And Matt Rivers is also here on the scene in California with me tonight. Matt, I know authorities holding that news conference just a short time ago, and we're learning more about the gun allegedly used in this mass shooting.
Yeah, David, the gun that Brandon Tsai wrestled away from that suspect, according to authorities, was, quote, a 9mm caliber semi-automatic assault weapon. The authorities saying they also recovered another handgun from the suspect's van, and at his home, they recovered another rifle, hundreds of rounds of loose ammunition, as well as evidence he was manufacturing his own personal firearm suppressors. And David, just moments ago at that press conference, one local official calling this the worst mass shooting in LA County history. David?
Matt Rivers leading us off here tonight. Matt, thank you. The mass shooting here in Monterey Park has shattered this very caring and connected Asian American community. Tonight, Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang with the survivors and with family members who lost loved ones, describing the scene in the parking lot here and inside the ballroom.
Tonight, we're learning more about the lives lost at the Star Ballroom Dance Studio. 63-year-old Lillian Lee. 65-year-old Mei Nan, killed as she was pulling out of the dance studio parking lot. Her niece telling us Mei's dance partner of more than a decade by her side.
And so this is her dance partner.
This is her dance partner.
Who's in the passenger seat.
Yes.
And witnesses it all.